Hey everybody, come on in and come on in the room. How is everybody doing? I done lost little things, whatever. Let's see. Let's see if anybody come on and and been live. Just waiting to see if some jump on in, and maybe some on listening, but I can't see anybody who is waiting or coming in. But um, I hope everybody's having a happy Wednesday. It is what we call it, Wellness Wednesday, Wednesday Wisdom. That's what I call it. And of course, some of you all call it midweek. And just thankful and grateful for midweek, and hope that you all have had a great week. I'm gonna go ahead and get started because I'm actually doing some work online, so I don't want to be on here too long. And then I'm gonna hop on my other channel, YouTube, because I didn't plug in my streaming app where I can connect all platforms together this time. But the title of This Is Me. And so I came on, I think, Tuesday, because I wasn't on Monday. I came on Tuesday, which was yesterday, because the day is Wednesday. And I didn't get to come on to share the whole week of the Monday motivation theme and week with you all. But I just wanted to share about how I had been listening to a song from a writer, actress, and singer. She's all three. And I heard this song. Actually, someone was playing it that followed me on my Facebook channel, and I think that I definitely needed to hear that because it stuck with me. And I was like, "Yeah, I love her song. I'm gonna go ahead and download that." But I kept replaying it. I kept playing it over and over again. I kept hitting replay, and it was something that needed to get, stuck in my mind and heart. It was, how you always hear that word, and that song that reminds you, the words and the message that reminds you that, hey, this is you. You really need this. And the title of her song was This Is Me. And off the singer, this was off of her first album, when she's growing. She's finally found herself. She finally found her purpose, and she was walking in her purpose and her destiny as a singer. And then she became a writer and an actress. And now um, she is a wonderful actor and still a wonderful singer, because she's still touring and acting and singing to this day, or whatever. And it's the words in the message. And I know that I kept hitting replay and replay in my heart and in my mind and listen to that message, because it was something that God definitely tries to tell us and remind us over and over again, and not just me, but just everyone. He wants to remind us over and over again that who we are and who we are walking in purpose. And there's going to be some things and sometimes where we are going to have to say no. I've shared that before, you all, on my videos, that there's going to be seasons that you're going to be in where you're going to have to say no. There's going to be seasons where you may be having conversations or laughing or talking to someone in this one moment, But when it comes to time to be wise, with your own self and be wise in a professional setting and in a personal setting, you have to be honest with others, and you've got to be honest up front, and you've got to do what's best for you, and you've got to do what's best for the people that are attached to you. So there are some times where you're going to have to make vital decisions, and those decisions may not always, um, those decisions may not always be detrimental to the other person, but it's going to benefit you, and that's all that matters. And so the title of this is me. Is walking in your true self, saying, "Hey, there's going to be seasons that's going to be tougher than others. There's going to be seasons where uh, a loved one or someone connected to me, whether that be a loved one or associate, or it may be a coworker or a manager or somebody who may not understand my situation, or they may not understand the season I'm in, and there are going to be some answers that's going to I'm going to have to say, there's going to be some questions that's asked that I'm going to have to say no to, because I have to make sure I'm following my purpose, and I have to make sure that I'm doing the right thing and doing the best thing for my family. And I know a lot of us, sometimes we'll try to hold on to things, and we'll try to make other people comfortable because we're scared we're going to lose something. And that is something that we need to stop. We need to stop thinking that, hey, I'm going to lose this, I'm going to lose that, or that person is not going to talk to me, or I don't think I'm never going to walk into another great career. I'm not going to never walk into another business proposal. What we need to understand is that God has given us our gifts and talents. Actually, He has lent us our gifts and talents. And what we need to understand is that we've got to stop making other people comfortable. We got to stop making other people comfortable and make our own self comfortable and be at peace, because just because they're uncomfortable, they have a purpose too that they've got to walk by. But you've got to walk by your purpose, and we've got to stop making them comfortable to feel good, or downing ourselves or dimming ourselves to make them comfortable. Because at the end of the day, they're going to take care of themselves. They're going to take care of their purpose. But are you doing it? And that's something kind of correlating to what we talked about last week. Um, I had shared how um, we need to stop walking in that vein of catering to other people more so than ourselves, because like I said, and stop feeling like you're going to lose this or that, because what God has for you is for you. And that's, we need to keep that mindset. And sometimes I know we do it out of character, and let's just be truthful. Sometimes we have said some things out of character, but then we have to be wise in this season and be like, okay, I can talk to someone respectfully, I can share things respectfully, and I can say no respectfully. You don't have to have an attitude, and you don't have to be mean about the season that you're in. But also know this: you don't have to keep explaining to people where you are in your season, because they don't understand the season that you're in. So in this season, you have to be you. And that's why I titled this conversation, This Is Me. This is me, because like I said, I knew that I needed to keep replaying that song in my mind and in my heart. Like, I was so happy and excited and just joyful. And I even thought about her on her first album, and I was like, wow, this was a season where this singer was walking into her own. She was walking into her truth. She was walking into the truth and honesty on that song. In that message, the words were just about her. It was about her life, how she came from where she was at, how she went to Hollywood, how, she was just talking about the ups and downs, but she was like, this is me. And we have to know this. There will be seasons that we'll walk through, and there will be trials that we'll walk through, but it's not going to be easy. And there's going to be some people that are not going to understand, well, why he or she is doing this, why they didn't share this with me, or why they not doing this with me. It is not for them to understand, and we have to be mindful of that. We have to be mindful of not being afraid to say no, not being afraid to say, I can't do this. This is not going to benefit me and my purpose. This is not going to benefit me and my family. And these are some things that we've had to go through even in the corporate world. I know a lot of us got our businesses, and some of us still work in the corporate world. But even I experienced this, some things, even corporately. Um, even at work, and I'm still in the healthcare field, even though I own my own two businesses. But I still work in healthcare because healthcare is one of my passions, and I still kind of work in the business field in healthcare, even on my own business on the side. But working for a hospital, working with still coworkers and employees, you're going to find yourself, in situations in every job setting, or whether that's business or corporate, where you're going to find yourself saying, hey, like, I have to be honest and I have to stand up for what's right. Yeah, I may like you, I may value you, I may respect you. And then there may be some things that I don't agree with, but at the end of the day, this is me. And I have to speak up with integrity, and I have to show integrity and speak up and say, wait a minute, this is me, this is who I am. I'm not going to go into a room, I'm not going to go and talk to a room, and I'm not going to, be fake, as these young people put it, which is the truth. We're not going to be fake. We're not going to lie. We're going to tell the truth. If you're in a setting, or whether, like I said, whether that's personal or professional setting, and you're talking to someone, you're going to be truthful with that person. That's just like with your family members. You want to be truthful to them and be honest with them. Um, that takes me back, y'all, to creative criticism. Yes, it takes me back to creative criticism. I shared in season 1 on my podcast how creative criticism was needed. And I remember sharing on that podcast that God gave me a dream. And even though this dream was about my relationship at the time, he was actually speaking to me about my future husband. And at that time, I didn't know who he was. And he showed me a dream. Of course, you don't see all the details. I couldn't see this person, but all I know is that the Holy Spirit was showing me myself, where a person was giving me creative criticism, and when they was giving it to me, it was still respectful. It was still love, because when someone gives you creative criticism, it's supposed to be love anyway. But this person, in the dream was showing me extra love, and God showed me myself how I was, acting like I was listening, but I really wasn't listening, and I was ignoring him. And they was like, "Yeah, you good and you all right?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm good." But deep down inside, I was not good. I didn't speak up and be honest and be like, "Okay, I understand you're saying this to me, but I'm not really feeling it. I'm really feeling uncomfortable with what you're saying." So even in that dream, God showed me my whole demeanor and was letting me know that you have to be you and you have to tell the truth. Even though someone giving you criticism, you still have to be honest about your feelings. You got to be honest about your emotions, and you've got to tell people what you feel. You've got to tell people what you feel, even though you don't agree, even though that person is not wrong in sharing things about you, because this person knows you, even though they're having conversations and about the things that they like about you and about the things that they think you may need work on. They was like, what the Holy Spirit was showing me in the dreams, that you still kept that inside. You were uncomfortable. You were uncomfortable and you were emotional when you didn't speak out. You just said that you were okay and you wasn't. So the Holy Spirit was showing me, don't do that. And he was even letting me know, don't do that in any of our relationship. But he was also preparing me and letting me know, don't do that when I bring you in union with your future kingdom husband. I don't want you to take that in there with that. And he was letting me know, I want you to get this right with even other relationships. So we've got to understand this. Even though we are afraid of what people may say or may think, and people do perceive a lot of things wrong, they do. We perceive a lot of things wrong about each other. Sometimes we do, and some things are true. And we can perceive things about some other people that are true and some that are not true. But we've got to understand this. If you're uncomfortable, you need to speak out and you need to be bold and you need to share that okay, I may not fully agree with you and this is how I'm feeling. And or being honest and saying, yes, that is right about me, but I am uncomfortable about what you said, and let's talk about it. So the whole key to all of this is being honest with yourself, being upfront, being authentic, be authentically you, saying, wait a minute, this is me. I got flaws too. We all got flaws. I love hard. I'm lovable. And y'all, I'm talking about me. I'm lovable, whatever. But when I find out something that disappoints me about you, I'm a back up and I'm a back away. And you all, I'm again, like I said, I'm talking about myself, but I have to understand this. We have to continue to keep on communicating because sometimes we can start off communicating with others and then we'll back up and we'll stop. And that's something that we need not to do. We need not to do. And I do feel like, too, we don't have to keep explaining ourselves because once we've had that conversation, we shouldn't have to keep going back and revisiting the same things if you've sat down and if you've had a conversation and if you've told, et cetera, how you feel. I don't feel like you need to keep revisiting situations like that because once you've got things off your chest, then that needs to just be it. And you need to be able to have peace. Even if that other person don't have peace, as long as you've got everything out off your chest, as long as you was honest, as long as you've shared your emotions with one another, that should only be it. But only you know about you, and only you know what you need to do. And so, I thought that spoke volumes. And I wanted to go ahead and share that tonight on Wednesday Wisdom with you all because I felt like it was very needed and it touched really, really home with me. But you all, I hope that you really enjoyed what I was saying, and I hope and pray that you share this before I go because I always do this. And I want to continue to make sure I start back doing this. If you have any questions or you would like to um, come up off the mic and share anything that may be um, if you want to share anything that you've experienced or if you have any questions, I'm going to leave the floor open for about 2 minutes just to see if anybody would like to share. If not, I am going to let you all go for the rest of the night. It is almost 10 o'clock on the East Coast time. And again, I'm late because you all, I'm back in school. Well, actually, I'm doing a rush summer class. So I'm doing some summer classes before I go into the fall. So that's why I'm on here this time. But I really hope this word really touched home for you today because it really, really, really touched me, and I thought that I would definitely share it with you all. So um, please feel free to share with others. And again, if you have any questions or you would just like to share anything, I am going to leave the floor open for about 2 minutes just to see if anyone would like to share. But again, you all, happy Wednesday. We need to definitely communicate more. We definitely need to communicate more with one another. Definitely need to be authentic with ourselves. We definitely need to be true with ourselves. We need to be true with others. There are people in our circle that I'm gonna just be honest. There's people in your circle that is not going to understand your every demeanor. They're not going to understand every season you're in. They may not understand any season you're in. They may later on, but right then and there, they may not. You're gonna have disagreements, but don't hold things on the inside. Be true to yourself. Be honest. Um, you know, don't hold things in. You all that are just now coming in, or the people who have been listening that already heard me share that. I don't know if some of you all heard me share about the dream that is just coming in now, but I put that podcast episode out on season 1, and the Holy Spirit was, definitely showing me, Karen, you cannot back off and hold things in, and you've got to share how you feel um to one another. And y'all, it's not that I was doing that all the time, but I was doing it too many times in that moment. And the fact of that I was doing it, and that's why, the Holy Spirit had to show me in the dream, like, hey, this got to stop before you even connect with your kingdom husband, your kingdom spouse. Like, you've got to get this straight with other relationships in your life before you connect to your kingdom husband. So I thought that was awesome that, he would show me myself. Because you all, a lot of times we need to, we need to look in the mirror and be like, yeah, that's me. Yeah, I do that. We need to be aware and check some things. We need to check ourselves. We need to check our emotions. We need to check our spirit. We need to check our language. It's important, you all. So, after me closing out and saying all of that, if you all have any comments or anything you would like to share after this video, feel free to comment. There are ways to get in touch with me. If you would like to inquire about mentoring sessions or individual coaching sessions, feel free to send me a message. I do have a mentoring group on Instagram. I do have a channel there as well, Mentoring with Karen. Um, and also, there's other ways for just personal and professional private coaching as well. So I will talk to you all soon. Have a happy Wednesday, and I will talk to you next time.